Welcome to our next piece of our open house. Thank you for joining us and learning more about the Keystone School. The strongest key in the Keystone School has always been our students. We have students from all walks of lives and all learning abilities. Our students really shine in the lessons that they submit, the items that they work through, and the relationships they create with our teachers. Some of those things are guided by policy. And today I want to go over a few of our key policies when it comes to student integrity and our school's integrity. Join me as we take a look at our handbook. No, that doesn't mean we're going to look at the entire handbook, because if we did, we might be here a lot longer than you would intend. But I really want to take a look at those integrity policies. We do have academic integrity policy, and we have a strong position on artificial intelligence use. So let's go over some of that information and give you some insight as to how we view those things here at the Keystone School. So academic integrity, let's start there. The purpose of an academic integrity policy is to maintain the integrity within all Keystone School programs. It's imperative that student submissions of assignments and assessments be their own original work. This policy defines cheating and plagiarism and the consequences for students who are deemed to have engaged in cheating or plagiarism at the Keystone School. Without going word for word through this entire page, let me say that we always want to see our students do their best. It's your learning we're interested in. It's not what you can find on the internet. It's not what you can find in the course. It's not what you can find any place else. It's what you took away from that information that you reviewed, whether it's in the course, online, or any other location through one of the teachers' resources that they offer. When it comes to the Keystone School, we just ask that you submit work that is your own original creation and reflects your own individual learning. Plagiarism is a slightly different topic. Plagiarism is taking work from someone else and using it as your own. That means that you're not citing that the information was taken from somewhere else or that it was submitted as your own in order to get ahead. Something like trying to get a grade for something that you didn't create. It's really just not the best way to proceed when it comes to learning. What do we do at Keystone about these things? Well, very simply, for the first instance, the first time we find out that there was a happening where this policy comes into question, we do reach out to the student and the support person. We send out a nice little packaged lesson to say, here's what we saw, here's what was happening, and here's what we expect. Our expectations are posted throughout our courses, and anytime that you need to use citation is listed in your course rubrics and information that you'll find there. So we really try to prepare you ahead of time so that you don't fall into the trap of problems. If it does continue, though, and the student for some reason insists on resubmitting work that is not their own, we do then have a meeting live with the guidance department and trying to find the root causes. Are you struggling with the material? Is there a problem someplace else? We don't want you to fall into the pitfall of just taking the easy way out when there's work to be done. But we also know that there are reasons that students come to these desperate measures. So we want to get our guidance team involved and find out if there's anything we can do to assist. The third time around, if anything does still come after that, and a student does submit a third item in question, student support person and the student will be notified. Our academic review committee will ask to speak to the individuals involved, and they will review the culmination of all the events that have come to this place. First of all, was our policy followed? Second of all, was there extenuating circumstances? Third of all, did the student knowingly continue this bad practice? Most students don't ever get past that first instance. However, we do have a policy for anyone who does attempt to challenge it. Many students fall into challenging our academic integrity policy with the use of artificial intelligence. While it is not something new to the market, it is something new to the student experience. It's a new tool to use properly and appropriately, and we actually encourage students to use it as such. As you look at the screen, you'll see many locations where artificial intelligence can be used to help your day-to-day life. Whether it's photo memories on your phone, talking to your Alexa device, using map apps to get those instructions and directions, there's a plethora of artificial intelligence out there. Many students seek this as a means for learning, and they use it as a tutorial individual, someone to help, someone to grow their knowledge base. When used in the proper manners, it is appropriate and it is acceptable at the Keystone School. One of the things you never want to do is simply take whatever you've plugged into your artificial intelligence search engine and give back to us exactly what you receive. The information is always going to be a little less personal, a little less you, a little less individual. We really focus on the individual here at Keystone. And in that, we want to make sure that all of your work is yours. Keystone's supported independent learning model realizes and recognizes that our students learn from course material. They learn from interactions with independent research. They use multiple tools to succeed. We research, create, review work, and technology is used at various steps along the way. We also realize that most of our students have been exposed to computers or some type of technology since birth. We've always allowed the use of technology, internet, and open book. This artificial intelligence is really no different. As a school, our united stand is that we're aware of the many AI tools students have available. We've worked with many of these tools over the years. Things like Grammarly, Turnitin are prime examples. It's generative AI that is newer to the scene, but our expectation is simply that students learn to use AI tools appropriately. They're very useful in our independent learning model, and we do not limit or prohibit the use of the learning tool. So what happens if a teacher does suspect misuse of an AI tool? The first thing we require is a conversation with the student, explaining the usefulness of these tools for things like brainstorming, collecting information, obtaining a deeper understanding of the material. Polishing your own student work is absolutely acceptable, but then we may ask you to revise that work or ask some questions about the topic that you learned about. Ideally, you're able to speak educationally to the work that you've submitted because you've already done the studying, you've already done the learning, so it becomes something that you're familiar with. We do look to see if the work is similar to a previous student effort and confirm that you have understanding of that material in question. AI is then reviewed as places to use it appropriately, and we reinforce that the submissions need to always be your student-owned original effort in your own words. AI, artificial intelligence, is not quite the same as AIP, academic integrity policy. It does become academic integrity policy when a work is fully copied or shows strong signs of being copied from artificial intelligence rather than being your student effort. So what is it that I hope you take away from this tunnel of information? Simply that we at Keystone are interested in you as the student, your learning, your day-to-day effort. That's what pays off for you here at Keystone. Our policies are in place simply to support you in doing your best. Thank you for being part of Keystone, and hopefully you've gotten some insight as to how we view artificial intelligence as well as academic integrity. It really is all about you. Thank you.